What's going on, everybody? Real quick, I just felt a little compelled to fire up a stream. I think that this needs to be said. This message out here needs to be said, right? No conference is going to save you. What am I talking about? First of all, I'm going to greet the viewers. Peace to Young Provo. What's going on? The big eyes. First in the building. Got DJ in the building with a smooth number 2 coming in second. What's going on, y'all? Yeah. Oh, really? Well, check this out. Yeah, this is gonna be short though. I would have dropped it. I would have dropped the link, but I'm gonna say this right quick because I gotta make moves. But I hope everybody's doing well. But there's a conference that's taking place, right? For the fork of Ethereum, for Pulse Chain. And it's interesting. There's people like, and no matter what you say to certain individuals, no matter what message you put out there, not everyone is going to receive the message the same, right? So what's good for the goose should be good for the gander. When people say things like ghost the trolls, block the haters, uh, you know, basically censor people. I've blocked people off my channel. I've done the same thing. So this is not about, saying something that doesn't apply to, or I've never done. I've done it. But that's not the point. My thing is the same medicine that people perceive that they're giving out or dishing or call themselves trying to rectify a problem, meaning the founder of Pulse would tell people in his community, you block the trolls, mute them, unfollow, this and that. The same thing applies to him. The same way I blocked him, the same way I don't follow him. I didn't block him, I just don't follow him. Because even if I block him or not, it don't matter. When I go on social media, I'm gonna find people are always gonna screenshot, and I'm gonna always know what's going on. You're always gonna know, but I don't necessarily have to follow this person because they live off of attention, right? That gives them that basically substantiates their existence. It confirms, it validates who they are, and it's sad. But this is the thing. The same founder announced that there's gonna be another Pulse conference happening. The person who's heading the Pulse conference is Maddie All-In. Maddie now has a bad reputation. He has a very bad reputation now. Right? He has a characterization of being called a grifter, a characterization of being called a scammer, because he's since launched coins, right, that are now down and to the right. He's since launched coins where the liquidity has been pulled on more than one occasion and will justify his behavior and his actions by using the same messaging, the same sounding board that was created by RH himself. That's why I can't really give Maddie all the smoke, because at least Maddie opened his mouth, pause no diddy, and told the world earlier this year in one of his streams that he was down bad. As a leader, he believes he's a leader. Leaders do what they're supposed to do, is what he said in so many words, and that he's down bad. So at least he had enough, the gumption, to say, okay, since I don't have any money, I'm not making money off this wrecked excuse for a chain. I need to get to the bag however I need to get to it. So if I have to launch a sacrifice, if I have to launch a coin, if that's the, I'm telling you, I'm down bad. At least he had the courage to say it. Not like these other people who hide in the shadows behind anonymous accounts who you've never seen, right? Publicly admit they would extract millions of dollars of people from sacrifice projects that are on the chain and continue to work behind the scene in clandestine way to find different ways to continuously take money, to take and take and take. This one at least said he's down bad. It doesn't excuse him from rugging people, because you rug an operation that you completely the sole controller of. That's problematic for everybody behind you who supported you. That's why they're labeling him as a scammer. They're labeling him as a grifter. And this grifter, who's the head of a conference now, is being promoted by the number one of Pulse Chain, the number one mouthpiece, who's hiding, who's been emphatically inconsistent in his messaging and his behavior. If RH is going to promote somebody like Maddie, what does that tell you? What signal does that send to the entire whoever is on Pulse Chain? It shows you he doesn't care. It shows you he's disconnected. It shows you it's not about saving the world. It's not about making the world a better place. It's all about marketing. It's all about, let me just bombard you with all types of messaging. I don't care if you understand at this point anymore, because I want you to continuously believe to no end. Believe, have blind faith in their nonsense that's going on over here, and just hope one day that your founder wakes up and manipulates the market so that everybody can be made whole. That's what everyone's waiting for. And that's the problem, that the founder have found himself backed in a corner because the sentiment has shifted. Most people, from what I've seen, and I'm not going to say most because I don't know most people in the community, but I see more messages about people waiting for him to pump the chain than those who are blindly believing that Pulse is going to do a 10,000x. I'm seeing behind the scenes, whether people sending me messages, whether people openly saying on their social media platforms or whatever, they're just waiting for him. That's where everything is at right now. It's like, I would say, what, like 80% of the people on the chain who invested in the chain are waiting for him to do something. Because it's going to be 6 years since you have an operation taking place, or your presence has been strong, that you could thank Ethereum for that. It's been going to be 6 years in December. December's 4 months away, 4.5, or whatever, few months away. And this is what is down and to the right. That's it. That's all it's been. Ever since the 10,000x fiat manipulation, let's call it what it is, manipulation took place, you taught these people. He taught them, because this is the thing. Maddie didn't do all this on his own. All these other grifters didn't do all these things on their own. They were taught. They learned them something. They were taught these things and they put it into practice. You think people didn't make millions of dollars off Pulse Chain? Oh, of course they did. They didn't make it the way that you and I would like. No, again, conspired, donated, created donation phases and sacrifice and this and that and pre-sale and all kinds of foolishness, and rug the people. Who's rich off of any sacrifice project that was issued? Who made life-changing gains? The heads of the sacrifice projects did, because they got their monies up front. Upwards of 200 plus millions of dollars apart from the 1.6 billion that RH got. But then when you talk real and bring critique and criticism, like voices like mine, when I present irrefutable information and factual information that could be researched and reviewed, and then I add my own commentary on top of that, people reduce themselves to the levels of an infant and a primate and would cry and say, "Oh, I'm crying, I'm complaining, stop crying, stop complaining," right? But see, because you have all things in life that are bad and you also have all things in life that are good. Because a person like me, I don't give up. Others don't give up too. There's few of us that haven't given up spreading a real message, even if you don't like the message. And I'm watching, observing, and I'm watching the sentiment shift. I don't care how many views these people get. The views are not producing positive price results. I don't care how many likes these people get. I don't care how many followers they have. All that is immaterial if we're not seeing any return on our investment, much less profit. All that is hogwash. That's why people don't have the heart to censor the conference. They don't have the heart to censor these influencers. They don't have the heart to block RH or stop listening to dude. Because at this point, you're allowing somebody to play with you psychologically manipulate you. And for what? To what end? What's the purpose of all that? What's the purpose? What for what? We have lives. And like I said before, a person like Maddie, like you could tell he don't care. As a person who branded and we're live. There's a person who branded sudden wealth syndrome or whatever. He has these things attached to his repertoire. But now, whatever he did that was supposed to have been somewhat positive and helpful is overshadowed with the nonsense that he took. The risk he took because he was down bad. He made the mistake of saying that as a leader, leaders need to do what they need to do. He did that in the top of this year, surrounding the whole P Dye debacle. He went on stream and said he's down bad. So that means he got to get to the bag however means, by any means necessary. If he got to launch, he's going to launch it. That's what he did. Got to launch this, launch that, this. That's what he did. And now, whatever good he thought he did is getting overshadowed and challenged. And it's just going to grow. See, the problem is they need new victims. I mean, they need new victims because you have everything is reaching a boiling point. You know what I mean? Like on that side, on a pulse chain is reaching a boiling point. You can't tell me in good faith. We're about in 2 weeks. We're going to be in September. We've been hearing that the SEC lost their case since January of this year. All right. July was like the final nail in the SEC coffin. So Pulse Chain wins the case, or I should say RH wins the case that he had against that SEC trying to sue him. And what's the chain doing as far as price performance? What's wrong? What happened? What happened? This dude had the unmitigating gall to talk about more eyes, attention, and all this. It's just fanfare. It's just noise. It's smoke and mirrors. You're already rich. You don't care. You're not trying to make you and I rich. He already got his fortune. Trying to play with you because he has nothing else to do. If you're laying beefcake into some precious yanni, you don't have time to extract baseless, fruitless attention off the internet because you're laying beefcake, right? You're creating progeny. You're creating a real legacy, but he don't have that. He don't. I keep telling y'all that, man. Not behaving like a man. He's a man child, y'all. The man child. I'm serious when I say that. It's real. But y'all gonna waste time and look for another day like today to go and watch another conference. Keep doing that because, see, what happens is because so many people, including myself, and there's degrees and levels in this, we're socially engineered. right? I stopped following your mans, and it feels great. But I get the screenshots because other people follow and they screenshot and they want to plaster this and that and this. But I'm not directly following RH. But some people are so addicted to the internet, they can't go 24 hours without checking to see what RH talking about, bro. Like, it's sickening. It's an obsession. You want to talk about toxicity? That's toxic because you're not getting anything of any worth, of any value anymore. Whatever once had value stopped 3 years ago. If it had any value then, and maybe it did, but everything became warped. Huh? The dude disappeared. He abandoned everything, and you think there's some type of like, oh no, let's make excuses, let's justify the shenanigans, let's justify the tomfoolery that's been taking place. Huh? How? And that's what's happening. Have another conference, and another, and another, and what's that going to yield? You think that's really going to help you? You think that's going to save your portfolio? But they're not genuine and real with it on over there. They're not. I don't even need to watch. I don't care if 1 million people are watching that conference. Those who know understand the truth. Understand. Those who know, they know. You know what's what. So be careful. Tapping yourself, getting plugged into some information that is going to yield nothing for you. No reward, no plentiful abundance, none of that. You're not getting that. You're not getting that until the dude wakes up. The guy who owns 90% of his operation on Pulse Chain wakes up and decides, okay, let me do something here and save his reputation. It's a wash for everybody. You're just gonna have to get in where you fit in, try to make some little plays here and there, pretend like you're winning. You got to grift and grift and grift and scavenger. It's just a crack den, trap den. Motherfuckers are selling Molly. They're selling fentanyl. They're selling some dope. Selling crack, crystal meth. That's just what this is, bro. It's pain chain. It's false chain. It's victim chain. Hardship chain. That's what you got. Don't keep doing that. And you don't have to listen to me. You don't have to listen to me. This is Stockholm syndrome chain. It's foolishness. A lot of us are grown. A lot of us are older than his monkey ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, a lot of us are grown. Even those who are younger than him are more mentally aware and astute. We're more emotionally and mentally evolved than a nondescript middle-aged billionaire who doesn't know what it is to raise a family. You understand? It's what it is, man. I don't know what it is. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Mix, I see you. Twin fam in the building. ENJ Dog. DJ and Dougie Bong Bong. DJ and Dougie Bong Bong. Nah, people, I hope you're enjoying your weekend, though. I miss all of that, man. I miss all that, I like this project on Ethereum, though. It's called Gandhiji.io. That's just what I like. You know what I mean? There's other projects I like. And that's me. It doesn't have to be you. But I'm still trying to keep it true to what I do. I'm not trying to be fake with foolishness and tell you, oh, let's go, let's live stream a conference. Let's go dance in a barn like the movie Sinners and become zombies. Come on, bro. You people stupid. Insufferable. And what's hurtful is the people who know better who turn a blind eye. Pay attention to those that know better, that been around since the beginning, and they still around and they don't say anything. problematic. That's all I needed to say to y'all, man. Blessings. I'm gonna catch you on the next one.